What's up, everybody? So, today I had my doctor's appointment and for my pain and everything going on, and it looks like I'm going to have to do an MRI of the brain with contrast and without contrast, as well as a CT of my neck with and without contrast. So, at least we're going to get to a point where we might have an idea of what is going on with me. So, from the last video, I said that the statistics class was over, and it is, as well as the rest of the semester. So, the next semester will start on January 10th. So, the last semester I ended up with, well, technically overall, because it's 7-week classes and you take 4 classes over that 7-week period, I ended up with 3 A's and a B. So, my GPA is like 3.69, which I am 100% fine with. I got a B in statistics, and I'm really ecstatic about that, to be honest with you. So things are going well on that aspect from the BSN to RN, or RN to BSN. I got that reversed. Sorry about that. So I got asked why you need a BSN to work in a lot of nursing jobs. Well, the answer to that question is education, making you a well-rounded individual. So if you have a 2-year RN degree, it does not negate anything that you can get. When you get hired with a 2-year RN or an ADN, Associate's degree in nursing, you can do theoretically the same amount of things that you can do as an RN. There's no limits on your ability to function as a registered nurse. But more and more you're starting to see hospitals, as well as the Joint Commission on the Accreditation of Healthcare Organizations, or JACO for short, they are pushing for that well-rounded nurse. So a lot of places are making it to where the nurse has to have a 4-year degree. Now, it's not that they won't hire you with the 2-year degree, but within 5 years, a lot of places want you to get that Bachelor's of Science in Nursing. It also opens up a lot of job opportunities, because a lot of what they call magnet hospitals, which are, magnet hospital is a hospital that is accredited, and they obtain that magnet status for it. It gives the patient a peace of mind that you're going to a facility with highly trained individuals, and people like that. They hear 2-year nurse, and you wouldn't know that a person is a 2-year nurse, because there's a lot of 2-year nurses out there that have been nurses for years, and they're excellent at what they do, and they provide excellent patient care. But people like to go places where people are highly educated, and it makes them feel better about the care that they're receiving. So more and more you're starting to see hospitals some places require a 2 or 4-year degree, and you have no choice. It's either you get a 4-year degree or they won't even hire you. But a lot of places do have the leniency that they will take a 2-year degree, 2-year RN, and you can work towards your bachelor's degree. Now, they will pay for it a lot of times, or if they don't pay 100% of it, you get tuition assistance through your job. So it's not like there's a lot of out-of-pocket expense that comes along with getting the 4-year degree. It's just a lot of work that comes out of getting the 4-year degree. And a lot of nurses don't like math as much as that, we do have, it's math-based. Some nurses just don't want to take statistics, or there's a reason, microbiology or whatever the class is, that they struggle with. They don't want to deal with that. There's a lot of management that goes into it too, like how to manage a floor, how to professional nursing, that kind of stuff. And they feel that they've been a nurse for 25, 30 years. Why do I have to get a bachelor's degree now? Well, unfortunately, that's the way of the world. I mean, that's just the way the career field is going. They want people to be well-rounded. It's not going to change the way that they provide care to you. I mean, especially these old nurses that have been around for years. I mean, they're excellent. I mean, some of them are extreme mentors of mine, and I don't think a couple college classes is going to change the way that they do things. I mean, they've been doing it for years, and they've developed that nursing sense that's just you only get from experience. So, but if they want to continue on and get their retirement, a lot of them have to go back and get their degrees. But it also opens up other job opportunities as well. For instance, like you can, because you can go into public health, or you can go into, some places will take a bachelor's and you can work as an educator. But a lot of times with that job, they really want a master's degree. But you can get your foot in the door with a bachelor's, but they really want a master's degree when it comes to education, because that is kind of important, because when you're educating new nurses, you want to make sure that what you've got is 100% accurate there. But I know for the longest time I didn't agree with it, because I'm like, well, I can function as a 2-year nurse. It's not going to get me a pay increase. Some places it does, and it's only like $0.25 an hour, so is it really worth getting your bachelor's degree for $0.25 an hour? Some places do compensate, but like, for instance, if I want to go work at Cleveland Clinic up in Cleveland, which is a well-renowned hospital, they do require a bachelor's degree. As far as I know, I did not look at it, but or maybe I did a couple times. But I don't know if you can do the 2-year RN there and then work towards your bachelor's, but they do require you to have a bachelor's degree to work at Cleveland Clinic. But they're also doing a lot of high-end medical procedures there too, open heart surgeries and transplants, and this stuff that you're not going to see at the hospital that I work at. We have an intensive care unit, we have an emergency room, we have floors, but we're not taking care of patients that are critically ill like that. Where they're taking lungs out and replacing lungs and heart transplants and stuff to that nature. Even cancer treatments. We do cancer treatments, but it's not to the level that you're going to get at an oncology center. So, and that's another reason why I kind of wanted to get my bachelor's degree, because I would like to go into oncology and work with chemo and stuff like that. And I'm sure there might be places out there that let you have a 2-year degree, but having the bachelor's degree definitely helps with that. Because there are classes in the bachelor's program that work on, your advanced assessment skills and things that, information across lifespans, and gives you a more broad knowledge on, various, for instance, kids, infants, teenagers, young adults, elderly, and it gives you more of a broader scope of what problems can happen within those age groups. It's called care across the age span or lifespan, and special populations and stuff like that. So it's not a bad thing. But I could see, if you've been a nurse for 25 years, you probably already know 99% of that stuff based on experience and what you've seen in your career. And I understand why they don't want to go back to school and they think it's a waste of time. But unfortunately, that's going to be the way it's going to go in the career field, and whether we like it or not. But one of my friends, or one of my viewers, did mention that he's like, well, you got hired in as a 2-year nurse. That's true, you did, and it is kind of frustrating in the fact that you got hired to do the job that you got hired to do, but now they're telling you have to get more education. But when I signed the contract, I also knew at the time when I signed the contract that was a requirement that I had to have my bachelor's degree within 5 years. So I'm not really too concerned about that, because that was part of the stipulation of hiring me. So, but yes, I do understand where he's coming from, 100%. But because there is really no difference between what a 2-year and a 4-year nurse can do. Absolutely, almost nothing. We still can hang blood. We can still do IVs. We can still assess our patients. We can still chart. We can still take care of them. We talk to the physicians. We talk to the charge nurses. We talk to interdisciplinary carers. We talk to radiology. We go get the patient from radiology. We're still changing bed sheets. The whole 9 yards. I just got that. So no. There's absolutely no difference in a 2-year and a 4-year nurse, depending, whatever job. Now, there is a difference between what an ICU nurse does and what a critical care nurse does, or an ER nurse versus a telemetry nurse versus. There are differences in the scope of practice when it comes to that stuff. But all the nurses on my floor, whether they have bachelor's degrees or associate's degrees, we all perform the same tasks. There's not something that I can't do as an associate's degree nurse that bachelor's nurse can do. Now, we do have nurses on my floor that are oncology certified. Now that, I can't do that. But if there's a patient up there that needs chemotherapy drugs, I could get certified to do it. But as currently right now, no, I can't hang chemotherapy drugs. But my camera's about to die. I hope you guys have a great day. Take care. Hit like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Talk to you later.